Hi students, welcome in chemistry classes and we are studying about the quantum mechanics. In our previous lectures we have studied about the operators, commutators etc. And in our video of the operator we have seen that the operator is applied on a function in this way. So whenever we are applying this operator on a function, we are getting a definite value. And sometime what happens, we are getting a value, a constant value multiplied with this function. It means we are applying this operator on the function and we are getting, as a result we are getting the function as it is multiplied with a constant value. Now this constant value is called the eigenvalue. Okay, and this function is called eigenfunction. So by applying this operator on the eigenfunction, we are getting the eigenvalue multiplied with the eigenfunction in this way. If we are writing operator in this way, okay, so we can write it like this: omega psi will be equal to this psi. This is called the eigenvalue and this is called eigenfunction. You have already seen this in this equation of the Schrodinger wave equation. S psi is equal to E psi. Here this is operator, Hamiltonian operator. It is applied on the function, then we are getting this energy and the psi again. We are getting psi as it is, and this is a constant value that is showing the energy, and this is called the eigenvalue, this is called eigenfunction, and this type of equation is known as the eigenvalue equation. Okay, we can understand it with the help of some examples. Then we will solve some questions from the GATE and NET exam. A 2-mark question is asked on this particular topic and the topic is very easy. So we should firstly try this topic because we can cover our 2 marks very easily. So see here, suppose this is our operator dy dx and it is applied on an operator, on a function that is exponent of ax. This is our function, this is the operator that is applied on it. Now what we will get? Its differentiation means we are getting a e to power ax. This is we are getting. Okay, so now see here, this is the function and we are getting our function as it is and we are getting a value. Now this value is called the eigenvalue. So this is the eigenvalue here. Okay, similarly if we have given another, this is the operator and now our function is e to power ax square. Now do its differentiation. We are getting its differentiation will be equal to 2ax, right? So we can write here 2ax times e to power ax square. Are you getting your wave function as it is? Yes, we are getting our wave function as it is. And this is the constant value that we are getting. So this will be the eigenvalue. Right? Okay, now see another example. If we have given a wave function sin kx and our operator is d square upon dx square, then we have to see here whether this wave function is a eigenfunction of this operator or not. So for this, let's check out. We have to do double differentiation of it. It means 2-time differentiation. So by first differentiation, we are getting here differentiation of sin x is equal to cos x, and here we have given kx. So its differentiation will be equal to k cos kx. Right? Now do the differentiation again. We know the differentiation of cos x is equal to minus sin x, and we have given this is equal to n theta, so it will be equal to n sin theta minus n sin theta. So now we have minus k square sin kx. Okay, now see here, this is our function and we are getting our function as it is, and this is the value that we are getting. So this minus k square will be here the eigenvalue, right? Similarly, if we have given another function, psi is equal to sin 2 pi x by a, this is given to us, and our operator is again d square upon dx square. Then put here the values and check it out. By the first differentiation, this is the constant term, so we have to write here. Now do the differentiation again, so it will be equal to 4 pi square upon a square minus and sin 2 pi x upon a. Now see here, this is our wave function and it comes here as it is. So this is the eigen function and this will be the eigenvalue, right? Okay, now see another example. One more example. We have given, this is our operator and we have to apply it on the e to power minus iota x square. So we have to do here its differentiation. The first time differentiation of it will give us minus 2 iota x e to power minus ix square. Again we have to do the differentiation, so now we will get this sign will become now positive, so 4 iota square x square e to power minus iota x square, in this way, right? So now see here, we have get our eigen function, this is as it is, so it is eigen function, right? And this will be the eigenvalue. Okay, now see this question from the GATE 2013. Here we have given that this is the eigen function of this operator and now we have to find out the eigenvalue. So for this we have to apply this operator on this function and then we have to see the result. For this, firstly write down the operator in this way, right? And then apply it on the wave function, and wave function is e to power minus 2x square. So when we will solve it, we are getting here a term in which there will be this wave function and a term, and that term will be our answer because it is already eigen function, it is already said in the question paper. So now separate the two terms. Firstly, d by dx square e to power minus 2x square minus 16x square e to power minus 2x square, right? So we have to do the double differentiation of this e to power minus 2x square. Firstly do the differentiation one time, by which we are getting minus 4x e to power minus 2x square, okay, and this will remain as it is. Okay, now we have to do its differentiation again, and we can take this term, this minus 4 outside the differentiation term because it is a constant. So we have to do the differentiation of this product x e to power minus 2x square. We have to do its differentiation and we know the technique for this. I have already told you the technique for this in our video of the differentiation, so you can watch there. Okay, so firstly put it outside and do the differentiation of e to power minus 2x square plus put this term outside and do the differentiation of this term d by dx of x. Okay, Okay, now this dx upon dx will be equal to 1. Okay, now open the bracket and this differentiation, do this differentiation. So it will be equal to, firstly put here the bracket and do this again. This will be equal to minus 4x e to power minus 2x square plus this will be e to power minus 2x square. This is equal to 1, and then write here 16x square e to power minus 2x square. Okay, and now open the this term. So it will be equal to this minus and minus plus, so 16x square e to power minus 2x square, and this will also become minus sign, so it will be equal to 4 e to power minus 2x square minus 16x square e to power minus 2x square. Okay, now see here, this is plus term and this is minus term, so it will cancel out. So now we have minus 4 e to power minus 2x square. Okay, and this term we are getting as it is. So this term, okay, this term is now our eigen function. And this constant value that we are getting is our eigen value. So what is our eigen value? This is minus 4. Okay, so this is our answer. Alright, now see here a question from the CSIR NET June 2016's question paper. The question is somewhat tricky. What is the question here? The eigen function of Hamiltonian operator H, where we have given H is equal to T plus V. Now here T is the kinetic energy operator and this V is the potential energy operator. Okay, and we have the question is the eigen function of Hamiltonian operator of a harmonic oscillators are. Option A is eigen function of T as well as V, or eigen function of T but not of V, eigen function of V not of T, and eigen function of neither T nor V. Now here we have given in the question that H is equal to T plus V. We all know that this is the Hamiltonian operator, that is total energy operator. Okay, and it is equal to T plus V, right? Now here what is the question? The eigen function of Hamiltonian operator. It means if we are writing it in this way, S psi is equal to E psi. This is the eigen function because by this equation, when we are operating this Hamiltonian operator on the psi, then we are getting the psi as it is. Here simultaneously we are getting this value, that is the eigen value, and this is the eigen function. This is eigen function of this Hamiltonian operator. So here what is the question? If this psi is a eigen function of H, then if this psi is also a function of T, or this psi is a function of V, or this psi is both the function of T and V, or this psi is neither a function of T nor a function of V. For this condition, we should know this condition can be satisfied only if this Hamiltonian operator is satisfying one condition. What is the condition? The condition is that if the commutator of H and T is equal to 0, if this is 0, then the eigen function can also be a eigen function of T, and if this commutator of H and V is equal to 0, it means both are commuting, then this function, this eigen function psi will also be a eigen function of potential energy, right? For this we have to see firstly this condition, commutator of H and T. For this we are not going in its detail, we are using here the short tricks. So for this Hamiltonian operator we can write it in this way, T plus V and then T. Now you can see here, and you can understand this cannot be equal to 0, right? So this eigen function, that is a eigen function of H, cannot be eigen function of T. Okay, now see another condition that we have given, commutator of H and V. So here we can also write in this way, T plus V and then V. From this you can understand that this also cannot be equal to 0. So this eigen function cannot be a eigen function of potential energy. Okay, so this option number D It means the eigenfunction of Hamiltonian
So
operator
hope you all get understand
is neither
about
the eigenfunction of
and
t
eigenvalues.
nor the
Meet you in
eigenfunction
the
of
next
v.
video with some
This will
more
be the correct
examples
option.
and some more cases
Okay.
about the quantum mechanics. Thank you.